I see her, it's really the highlight of my day. And the moments that we share, the world doesn't even move.
It was just something missing, man. Like something on my mind the whole time. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Jeff cracks me up. Only Nadia could understand what he was trying to say. I don't think anyone else understood what he was trying. Oh well, maybe the islanders because they're used to him. They've spent so much time with him, so they're used to how he speaks. But hey, it is what it is. As long as she understood what he meant, she seemed happy with this speech. So hey there, thanks for stopping by. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. It's your girl Valerie again. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island USA Season 4, Episode 25. I think the producers have caught onto the Islanders trick in the sense that everybody seemed to bring someone from Casa Amor, even though they didn't have a strong connection with them, because I think they were using them as a safety blanket in the sense that they did not want to come back from Casa Amor single and then be eliminated. So they would rather come with someone, and then once Casa Amor is over and the coupling is over, then they can make their way back to their original partner if the partner is single, or see if they can form a stronger connection with somebody else. And so I think everybody, but except Chaz, who's more or less in this episode, then started appearing to move away from his initial partner. Everybody else has gone back to their original partners. And the cast are more people are sort of left hanging because they have no one, to couple up with. So I like the fact that the producer said only the two guys are going to choose who to recouple with, which means that someone like Isaiah, for example, couldn't couple up with Sydney and then dump Phoebe, because I think the producers knew this is what was going to happen. So I like the fact that they did that and said only single people will choose from the single people. The rest of you stay in your couples. So it's nice that if they open it up to public voting, those in couples that are not liked by the audience are at risk of going home. Anyway, so I'll start off with the sort of couples. I will sort of talk about anyway where there's a love triangle, and we'll see how we go. I'll start off with Kat, Chance, and Jared. I think Kat is very calculated. She's very calculated in her actions, and even though she makes out that she's honest in telling people how she truly feels, I think I'm not sure about her connection with Jared. I think she took advantage of Jared, and because if she really had this connection, or if she had any interest in him, she should have said so before, or made a mention of it before he went to Casa Amor. But she never said anything, even after Maddie left, only for it to start once he's left. I think she did that because she was looking for a single guy, someone who she wouldn't need to fight with someone over. And sadly, Jared has seems to have bought into whatever Kat is selling because he says she's always honest with her feelings. Um, they sort of slept outside on the day beds because obviously there's not enough beds, as I showed you in my previous episode. And then Chance sadly slept inside on her own. Jared had a conversation with Chance and told her that he wanted to try and explore things um, with Kat. I think the cat is very calculated. If a new guy comes in, the new guy that's coming in, I wouldn't be surprised if she makes a play for him, unless she thinks she can ride the Jared bus for a bet and see how she goes. But I have a feeling that she's going to try and go for the new guy. And then Nadia, Jeff, and Nick. Um, I think Nick saw the writing on the wall. I think he knew he would not be able to sort of go against Jeff and win Nadia, so he decided, to pull out and say, "I'm going home." We really hadn't seen anything apart from him sleeping outside, and I think he did what was in his best interest. And I think looking at all the girls in the villa, he realized that there was no way he would be able to pull any one of the girls. I think he must have spoken to all of them and realized if Nadia doesn't want him, nobody else wants him. So instead of hanging around and waiting to be eliminated, he just decided to go home. Jeff and Nadia slept out on the day beds. They seemed to be getting along. They were chatting. They seemed very happy with each other. I don't know if Nadia's as into Jeff as Jeff is into Nadia. I really don't know. She seems happy. I think she likes the idea that Jeff likes her because she came in gun ho for Isaiah, then coupled up with Jeff, then went to Nick, and suddenly she's back with Jeff and Jeff is it. I don't know. As you saw when Jeff was making his speech for coupling, she seemed very happy. So I really wish them the best, but I think Jeff still needs to keep his options open. I don't think Nadja's going to be with him till the end of the season. I don't know. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. They might prove me wrong. And then the Sydney, Isaiah, and Phoebe love triangle. I said this before when Phoebe started appearing. I said Phoebe is one of those girls that will burn everything down just because you've pissed her off. And I think this is why she decided to sit down with Sydney and tell her everything that happened in Casa Amor. Well, she didn't tell her everything anyway. She told her about Isaiah's side, but she didn't tell her that she was chasing the poor boy and she applied so much pressure that in the end, I'm not saying that he didn't have the ability to say no, but the fact that she was telling the girls that I'm going to go all out on Isaiah, she and the girls were saying, with this designated Phoebe to break Isaiah, and they went at him until they broke him. She didn't say that. She made it seem like Isaiah was, oh, if he hadn't left the door open, I wouldn't have come in. They're still moving at coming up. I don't know why she felt the need to say all that. I think she felt that Isaiah was going to go back to Sydney. So instead of just walking away, she was going to, cause so much pain and hurt. That way they would both feel the same way she felt. And Sydney, on her part, seems very broken by what Isaiah has done. But then I like to be I like to look at situations fairly. When they came into the villa, Sydney had that coupling with Andy. She went with Andy. They were making out with Andy. So I don't understand how she can be upset that Isaiah did the same thing. She did. It's just they've been together a lot longer than when she coupled up with with Andy. So I don't. I'm not saying she shouldn't be angry, but I'm saying the way she's making it out, she's making herself to be a victim, and she's forgetting that she's done this before to Isaiah. Oh, the trust is broken, but the trust was broken when you coupled up with Andy, and Isaiah had to find out that you and Isaiah, and Andy were kissing prior to you coupling up. So, what is the problem? So Sydney is also, because she's single, she's left vulnerable with Kat because um Jeff and Jesse decide to couple up with Nadia, and Jesse was always going to couple up with them. That was not debatable. I was worried that Jeff would save Sydney because he knew she was close to Isaiah, but then I think he decided to do what was in his best interest. So she is left, Sydney is left single, and then there's an announcement that there's a new guy coming into the villa. So I don't know how. I have a funny feeling that the girls are going to be left single, and then they'll have a recoupling of everybody, and then whoever's left standing on that recoupling is the one who's going to go home. And my suspicion is one of the girls from Casa Amor is going to go home. That's just me. Anyway, so um, from there, Zita and Timmy for me, I think I know with reality TV they don't like to always make it seem obvious what the result is. Zita and Timmy seem to have recovered from their Bria incident and seem to be working very well. They went on their date, and Timmy asked Zita to be exclusive. And I think, unpopular opinion, I think there's a bit of gameplay in the Zita Timmy relationship. I'm not saying that they don't like each other. I'm not saying they're not romantic connected. I'm just saying it seems a bit more calculated in how they're going about their things. It could be Timmy has grown because I remember Timmy was throwing a fit at the start of the season when Zita said, "Do you see us outside?" And then suddenly now 3, 4 weeks later, he's saying, "Yeah, I can see us outside. I want us to be exclusive." And it's like, are you sure? This is not what you were saying 2 weeks ago. But then, hey, things could have progressed. So they have confirmed that they're exclusive. They went on their date. I think they went on the bootleg version of the date because Jesse and Deb were in the ocean on jet skis, and they went on a jeep ride and stuff, and they got just to ride a tandem bike and were around flowers. Hmm. I think, I don't think that was fair anyway, but that's just me. That's just me. And then from there, Chaz, Bella, and Phoebe again. So Phoebe, after realizing that she can't have Isaiah, has moved on. She's gone now for Chaz. Good luck to her. May the force be with her. And apparently, Phoebe and Bella are best friends. But still, Phoebe wants to pursue her best friend's guy, and it's like, Really, how is she your best friend if you're doing that? Because if you win Chaz over, that means your best friend is going home. Why did she not pursue any of the other guys? I think Phoebe is just doing anything and everything to stay in the villa, and I think she's looking for the relationship with the weakest link, and then that's the one she's going for. And so she had a conversation with Chaz. Chaz said yes, he's happy with Bella, but he wants to explore things with her. They hugged, I think they kissed, and it's just like Chaz. That's how many girls. So he came in, he had Serenity. From Serenity, he went to Cat. From Cat, he went to Gabby. From Gabby, he went to Bella. And from Bella, now he's going to five girls in how many weeks? 2, 3 weeks. Hey, he's doing amazing, isn't he? Bella, on her part, we rarely saw her. We just saw her in the background. So chances are she is going home and Chaz is going to end up with Phoebe because I don't think they would keep Bella over Phoebe unless the other girls don't like her. It is what it is. From the Courtney and Chad. Courtney and Chad, we rarely saw them. I remember we saw them when they were talking to Zita and Timmy just before Zita and Timmy were sent on the date. And Timmy was asking how, they came about to be a couple. I am not sure of that relationship as well. I think the new guy is going to turn Courtney's head. We know Courtney's head is bound to be turned. And I think if he does turn Courtney's head, then Chad is going to make a play for Cat unless Cat is sent home. That's just my opinion. Because I think Chad has too much main character energy to be sort of in the background like Nick and company and be sent home. I think he's going to ride it out till the end of the season. So I've got a feeling that if by any chance the new guy turns um Courtney's head, Chad is going to go for a cat, and then poor Jared is going to end up going home just because he's given up on chance, hoping that he'd get Cat when Cat is only with him because she lost out on Chad. It's too confusing, I know. Um, and then Deb and Jesse. Uh, Deb and Jesse. I think Jesse for me showed as of all the people on this season that's fad, all the people that are still left. I think the person who's shown the most growth is Jesse because from where he started to where he is now, I think he's had a lot of sort of emotional growth and spiritual growth because I think he coupled up with Deb from the start, and then he went off to Valerie, and Deb was waiting for him. She took him back, and then they had Casa Amor. Deb decided to couple Kyle, and rumors came out about Kyle, so Kyle had to be kicked off the show. And I really loved. I think of all the speeches that were given, including Timmy's when he asked Zita to be exclusive, his was the best, and you could tell. As you've seen, Deb was crying because she was really touched by it. And so I'm happy for them. um, I can actually see if you go on a relationship that appears to be genuine. I think Jesse and Deb appear to be a genuine couple. I don't think they're as calculated as the other couples because I think I think if you were to say who do you think it has fallen in love or is more likely to fall in love, I would say number one is Jesse. Number two, I would put Jeff and maybe Timmy, but I would say if you ask me for the most genuine couple at the moment, I would say it's Deb and Jesse. And I like the fact that they've grown in their couple. They've decided to focus on the two of them, even when they went through the turbulence of Casa Amor, they still stay together. They've chosen to recouple, and we'll see how they go. At the end, two girls are left single, a cat and Sydney. It was to be expected because their guys are already in couplings that they came with from Casa Amor. And a new island is coming in, Joel. I think he's coming in to replace Nick. I wonder what's going to happen. I don't think they'll let him come in and just choose right away because I think they would let him come in, give him at least a few hours, and then get him to decide who he wants to couple up with. And I have a feeling that they might have a recoupling of everybody. If he recouples, I think he might, if he sees one of the girls that he likes that's already still in the villa and is in a couple, he might decide to couple up with Sydney just because he knows Isaiah wants Sydney and then he will go after the girl in the villa. But I think, given between Kat and Sydney, I would couple up with Sydney because Kat is too much of a game player. She will use him and then dump him and move on to somebody else. But anyway, I digress. Thanks, guys, for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye.